So I don't normally do these videos. I usually try to keep a low profile off stream, but I was asked to talk about my thoughts on mental health, whether it's through people that are gaming, people that are depressed, lonely, anxiety, and my thoughts on it and how it's affected me. I think the most important thing is to understand that there's nothing wrong with you. Everyone basically has some kind of thing that they're struggling with when it comes to their mental health. I think that there's a stigma out there that mental health means that you're something's wrong with you or that you're not normal. But I think that we've really taken that too far, and I think that we've gotten to a point where it's okay to talk about these things. There's no reason to have a stigma attached to it. Everyone here has mental health, and they all have to deal with it in their own way, and they face highs and lows. So the questions that were asked of me was, have I ever experienced any mental health struggles? I don't know where to begin. I had a very, very horrific, abusive childhood where I was taken in and out of the homes. Out of my home and put into other homes, foster homes and children's homes, until I was 18 years old. There was a lot of abuse there, which led to a lot of problems, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of depression, anxiety, feelings of, issues with self-worth, always feeling like I needed to impress people or make people like me because I was always alone. Then I went into the military and I went overseas and I fought in a war, and, between, the PTSD from my childhood and I guess what you would call, PTSD from military lifestyle. And at some point, I was 22 years old and I had been through this and I was on my own. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't get any help. I didn't, I just thought I can handle it myself. And eventually, between that and the fact that I have severe ADHD, I turned to drugs and alcohol. At first, it was just a way of kind of coping and dealing with the boredom and the stress and the loneliness, the anxiety, et cetera, et cetera. And then it became addiction. And I spent 10 years of my life addicted to alcohol and drugs. And I can't get those 10 years back. I was trying to self-medicate. And that was the wrong path. Luckily, I barely survived it, but I did. I got over it. And slowly but surely, I started, getting a little bit more self-aware of my situation and finding healthier ways to deal with it. And then I finally decided I was going to try to, talk to somebody who could help me understand myself better and healthier ways of dealing with it and why I was having these problems. And I did. And it was a long process. It was uncomfortable, but I eventually found somebody that I could, trust and relate to, and they helped me overcome it. And I started finding healthier habits to take place or to replace, what I used, drugs and alcohol for in the past. And then finally there was a medication that I tried and it helped. And, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not medicated. Sometimes we need something, to help us a little bit more. So I've experienced it. I still experience it. And luckily, it's never 100%. Not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but it's a lot better than it was. How have I felt that these struggles have impacted my work and lifestyle? I hit rock bottom. At one point, I was throwing up blood and lining of my stomach in an ER room, and the doctors told me if I left, I was going to die. I wouldn't survive, and I was ready to walk out. But there was a doctor who ended up being the one that got me on the right path for my mental health, and she stayed with me, and she got me into a program that helped me start the turnaround. That was where it was. I lost my job due to some of the issues. I was unable to hold down a job. I lost my friends. I lost my relationships, my family, everything that I had. It was gone. And now that I've gotten to where I'm at, I've actually been able to build better relationships with better people, and I've made amends for things that I did in the past. And the people who know me know what I struggle with, and they accept it. And I know that they also struggle with things. And I think once everyone understands that we're all going through something, the stigma goes away. What coping mechanisms have I found that work for me? I don't know if I call it coping mechanisms, but the medication that I take for some of it has helped a lot. I think finding fun hobbies that I enjoy doing has really been a game changer for me. A lot of people say, well, there's nothing I really enjoy. Keep trying things. Keep trying things. You'd be surprised. Recently, I've got into boxing, and I'm addicted to it. And it keeps me going, and it keeps me healthy. It helps wear me down. I sleep a little bit better. It gives me something to focus on. I can look back every time and say I'm getting better, and I enjoy it. I'm feeling healthier. And the other thing is find people that are into similar things that you're into. You don't need to go and do what other people do or what other people like if you don't like it. Find something you enjoy, and then find people that also enjoy it, and you might make lifelong friends. And when you look forward to doing something with somebody, it gives you a brightness. It gives you something to look forward to, and it can really help you out. What advice would I give to someone who's experiencing mental health struggles? I don't like the word struggles. Once again, I think that's just trying to get to a better place, or trying to coexist with their mental health. I think the most important thing is to take the stigma away. And I feel like I'm talking more to men. We are taught to not talk about these things. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be, courageous. You're not supposed to show weakness. And society has gotten to a point where if you talk about your mental health or how you're feeling, it's a sign of weakness. And so we're afraid to do that. And so we bottle it up, and we try to deal with it on our own, but it never gets better. It just eats us away, and it gets worse. So I would say, talk about it. It's okay to be vulnerable. No one's going to think you're less of a person. And if they do, then who cares? They shouldn't matter to you, and they shouldn't be in your life. Surround yourself by people who care about you and support you. Talk about it. It's okay to find help. Even if you don't want to talk to it with your friends, find a professional. And it doesn't have to be the first person. It can be, find someone you're comfortable with. And, open up. Because you just never know when a second pair of eyes can be the difference. I mean, you can look at your car and it looks fine to you, but someone else takes a look and sees something you missed, or sees something that may be something you could work on. It doesn't hurt. So that's what I would say. I would say, if you're experiencing it, number one, understand there's nothing wrong with you. You're normal. And once you understand that, talk to somebody. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing? Well, then you're right where you started. But it could change your life.